that was quick, I said with delight. In that case, remove curse. Another glow shot from my hands, and the gray skin sitting somewhere around the wound immediately turned back to flesh color. Now that the wound wasn't gray, it really looked like something that could get infected. Weak heal! I cast the spell again, and this time the wound completely sealed before my eyes, leaving behind only the faintest trace of a scar. If the guy's jaw was low before, it fell even more.
I don't believe it. That kind of healing would take a priest all day.
Well, I'm glad that I was useful, I smiled. You should be able to fight fine now. The guy blinked.
That's right. I can't spare a moment. Thanks, I owe you one.
The guy grabbed his weapon and ran back into the fight, bolstering the front lines. What a brave guy. I applauded him for getting so close to the battle. I, for one, would not do the same. That fighting looked dangerous, and those zombie claws looked like they could kill. It was only a minute later when two men came back and dropped down someone who was hurt. One of the men carrying the wounded was the same guy I had just healed. They ended up heading straight to my seat and leaving the guy on the ground at my feet.
I'll leave him to you.
The guy from before winked. The other guy shot me an unsure look, but still ran back to the line with his club out, aiming to bash a skull or two. Looking down at the man at my feet, he was a lot more damaged than the previous guy. Fortunately, it looked like he hadn't been cursed. Weak heal! I cast on him looking for the effect and then cast again. It took 3 times before the guy sat up. His gutted stomach, where I could even see the hint of intestines, was now as good as new. Weak heal didn't feel weak at all to me. In fact, it was quite incredible. The guy touched his stomach in disbelief, but after a moment he patted me on the shoulder and then ran back into the battle. This time, I didn't get a rest as another person was brought to me. By the time I was done with him, it had taken 4 casts, and I was feeling a bit dizzy. The guy stood up, and after a moment, he reached into his pocket and handed me a vial.
That's a mana potion. If you didn't just heal me now, I'd probably have been out for a month. That's worth at least this much.
Thanks. I nodded as the guy headed back to the battle. This was actually quite nice, but I decided to hold off drinking it. Although I felt a little dizzy, I had the feeling that I could pull off a few more spells. That, and I had a nagging suspicion. Another guy was brought to me and I started healing him too. He only took 2 weak heals and a remove curse.
White Mage has increased to level 3. You have unlocked the White Mage skill. Weak Heal Poison.